So what's your first name?
Christine.
Christine, and where do you get most pain?
When I'm sitting, like sitting in the chair like that, I can, because I'm sort of, my back is slightly that way, but it's also sheared this way.
Okay.
So I've got really musculature on one side of my back, but flat on the other.
Right,
It's a
so
really good
face that way. It's likely now going to be Dr. Oswaldo cruising again, least likely. They're going to switch again, most likely. We'll just see what happens, okay. Now it's interesting, they're working in Trudy's upper back first, they're going into the left shoulder. Now what happens in your body? You've got 50 trillion cells in your body, and for you to be healthy, every single cell needs to take in nutrition, food, water, oxygen, and it needs to get rid of the waste matter. Now, in our very toxic world, very often the poor liver can't cope. The liver purifies the blood, taking out the toxins either into the gallbladder to come out in the feces or into the kidneys to come out in the urine. But sometimes the liver can't cope. If we have any alcohol at all, very often the liver can't cope. And then those toxins get stored in the intracellular space, the space between the cells. Now, were those contaminants, those toxins, then to pass into the cell wall, they can damage the cell, causing disease or cancer. So our bodies, firstly, our bodies listen to what we tell them. If we're feeling relaxed and peaceful, the body feels relaxed and peaceful. If we're stressed and anxious, the body's going to feel stressed and anxious. So we have a responsibility to be a very peaceful ruler inside our body. But then we're affected by the environment, so many toxins in the environment. And as a species now, we've really got to start thinking about the air that we breathe, what we're eating with pesticides, especially the glyphosate that's in Roundup, very, very toxic. Do you know they even put that glyphosate in vaccines now, which is a real worry, and they found it in things like tampons. It's like, yeah, it's really contaminating our world. It's really not good stuff, the glyphosate. We know it causes cancer. There's been a big case where a guy that was spraying Roundup won hundreds of millions of dollars. But they obviously make so many more millions of dollars, it's not being withdrawn from sale. Yeah, but it's really toxic stuff, really, really toxic stuff. Trudy, what can you feel happening?
It's actually Christine.
Oh, Christine.
It's okay.
Where did Trudy come from?
I'm not sure.
No
It's
idea.
It
I'm on a
sounds
different planet tonight.
really weird, but I can still feel pulling up through like my hamstrings through
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
Um,
So while I've got my hands here, there is such a, so my hand is to your left shoulder blade. You can feel this hand here, and then there's another hand that's off your body by about 1.5 centimetres. The buzzing in there is absolutely intense, absolutely intense. So as much as you think the problem's lower down, one of the causes is up here in this shoulder. Yeah, cool. I've had lovely, lovely results with scoliosis, particularly with younger girls. A lot of younger girls start to suffer. In my experience, younger girls with scoliosis, sometimes it's to do with awakening to sexual energy. They don't know how to handle it, they don't know what to do with it, and they sort of twist their spine, trying to suppress things. Yeah?
What about old girls? Older girls, because I'm kidding.
No, we just made insult, Christine. Yeah, don't know, but with younger girls, when younger girls have got scoliosis, usually it's to do with becoming a woman and the attraction of the males and not wanting to stand out, holding your energy in. A lot of the time, that's what it's to do with. Now the surgeon's got his scalpel out, that's always a good sign. Just walk around a little bit, Christine. I'm still wondering where on earth Trudy came from.
Trudy.
Trudy, I don't know. Strange. How's it feeling as you're walking?
It's really weird. It feels like I've got more tension through the front
Through
of my
there.
thighs.
Yeah.
And normally there's a lot of real muscular tension through here, like sitting up against there, and it just feels like it's loosened off a little bit.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, and then face that way again. That's it. So once they've connected with you at a live event, the entities is another word for spirit. We're all spirits. We think of ourselves as soul because we're in a physical body. But once we leave this physical body, we're back all as spirits or entities. Once they've made a link with you, very often they keep working with you. So you can ask that they keep on working with you. Typically, they'll work with a person for at least 21 days after they've received a healing. And if you get Dr. Augusto working on you, he's for life. Yeah, people will come to see me, Dr. Augusto will say, he's one of mine, and I'll say, do you know anything about the entities of Casa Dominacio? Yes, I've been to Brazil and Dr. Augusto worked on me, and Dr. Augusto just lets me know, he's one of mine, he's one of my patients. That's it, yeah, he's for life. He's a very good soul. So these doctors, surgeons, they were doctors in their physical lifetime, in the main, not all of them, and then they've stayed in spirit world to assist humanity because they've realised that we need to change medicine. Medicine needs to change. It's, I don't know how many gazillion, a lot of money in pharmaceutical drugs, isn't there? There's a lot of money, and it could all be done very, very differently. And then we could put all that money into things like housing and education. Yeah. I'm going to show you something about money very, very soon. Right, Christine, what's happening for you?
I can sort of feel tension coming up through here, and I can feel pain through here. But so it's like everything's shifting.
Everything's shifting, yeah. They've moved me back now from you. I'm about 6 feet away, and they're just making sure that everything's running up and down the spine properly. They want you just to like bend, twist, just to see how the whole spine feels. Ooh.
that hamstring there feels really quite tight.
Yeah, and just notice the two sides of your back. Notice particularly how the muscles feel in the two sides of your back.
This is just like not nearly as, I mean, it's still pronounced, but it's not as tight.
Yeah.
It was just really, really tight because it's, I mean, I don't think I'd be impressed if all of a sudden I had a flat back, but
Yeah.
because it's quite round, it's rounded on the left-hand side and flat across there. But it's definitely looser, like sitting in that chair, everything was just starting to jam up on me.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, so it's loosened up.
Now, when we do get problems in our back, if you think about backs in the English language, sometimes we say somebody's spineless, that meaning a coward. Other times people can say somebody's made a rod for their own back. When somebody sets standards for themselves that are really high and they suffer their health and their relationships to maintain those standards, they make a rod for their own back. And so whenever there's a problem with our spine, it's feedback that our physical life is out of alignment in some way with who we are as a spiritual being. And so you might want to reflect on that, Christine, to see, what areas of your life, your physical life, need to change to better physically reflect who you are. Twist, just check how that's feeling.
I can just everything feels like it's shifting. Like there's now the pain is sort of going through. It's just shifting. It's just like it's almost quite fluid. Just sort of, it's like everything's just going. Ooh. Just doing a little. It's mainly when I'm sitting for great lengths of time, and my hamstrings and things all just everything just tightens up. So shifting, like moving around like this, it's definitely a lot.
Awesome, Cool. And then just try bending again, because last time it got your hamstring. Let's see if we've got that sorted.
It's there a little, and it's still there a little bit, mainly on the left-hand side.
Cool. So just face that way. Let's see if we can move that as well. Now the sounds that you hear me make, the E, I've been doing that now for several years. The very first time I made that sound was in this very room. What had happened for me, I was staying in the motel side, and I was reading a magazine. One of my guides came in and said, "How long can you hold your breath?" And I said, "Go away." "How long can you hold your breath?" "I don't know." "How long can you hold your breath?" "I don't know." "How long can you hold your breath?" "Go away." "How long can you hold your breath?" "Can't you see I'm trying to read?" "How long can you hold your breath?" "I don't know." "How long can you hold your breath?" "I don't know." "How long can you hold your breath?" "Piss off." "How long can you hold your breath?" And in the end I went, 45 seconds. And the very next day in this room, I was running a healing workshop, and all of a sudden a sound came through me. I had no prior warning. I didn't know what it was about. But the sound now is a big part of my work, and the feedback I'm getting online is that, say there's somebody with MS watching the clips of film, they can watch the clips of film, nothing happens, watch the clips of film, nothing happens. When I'm working on somebody with MS, the whole body tingles. Yeah, because the MS sound is just for the people with MS. Right, I think we might have done there. See how that feels.
You know, it's freed right up.
Woohoo! Yeah.